How to resolve trauma and stop rumination once and for all. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Let's dig in for just a minute. I just got off a call with a really nice gentleman who has been struggling with something that he experienced over a decade ago, and it inspired me to make a video. How do we get rid of a traumatic experience, especially if we think we should have handled it better, that happened a long time ago but keeps revisiting us in some way, and we can't get it out of our mind? And today my beautiful son graduated, and just yesterday we were talking about an experience, and this is a low grade one, but hopefully it will help you apply it to your own life, even if it's a higher grade trauma or uncomfortable situation. So my handsome man, when he was a freshman, he was taking an AP bio class. And if you're listening, the teacher that he had, you should have cut that kid some slack when he was a freshman. But he's a super good student. He literally gets 99s in everything. He tries so hard, he's dedicated, he's really sharp. He's done lots of neurofeedback using the Muse headband. That explains why his brain's in such a good spot. But when he was a freshman, when he entered into high school, he applied himself, but he wasn't getting the grades that this certain teacher was not giving him for the effort that he was putting in. But he really learned to communicate for himself, to advocate. He learned negotiation skills. He showed up for the labs. She was doing better, and she was making it difficult for him to do better and better, but he kept showing up, and he improved the way that he interacted with her and the way that he did the lab reports, new things in high school that he had never done before. He still ended up only getting a B+. So he graduated yesterday, and it made it so that he graduated magna cum laude and not summa cum laude by 0.01%, which is obviously disappointing. But he's already gotten into the university of his choice, and he's psyched to go, and he's got accepted into the engineering program. But here's the message. So that difficult situation when he was a freshman, I helped him through as his mom, but it inspired him to join speech and debate, where he learned communication, debate skills, presentation skills, advocacy, which then he moved on. And when he was a senior, it was during the middle of COVID, and he had to take AP Calc online. And it was very difficult. And the teacher, high school teachers out there, I'm talking to you to be more adaptable. The teacher that he had gave him a really hard time, him and all the students. And I actually called the principal, I called the teacher, I met with the assistant principal a bunch of times. The teacher actually accused me of being a Karen. He accused me of being a helicopter parent. And I'm like, listen, I got 6 kids. The last person in the world I want to be talking to right now is you. So I need you to help me solve this. And he said, I've been teaching this class for 20 years. I'm like, I know, but you've never taught it in a global pandemic. So it's now time to change the way that you've taught it for 20 years. And he was having none of that. But my son adapted. He figured out how to adapt it. And he rose to the occasion because of what he learned when he was a freshman. So now in AP Calc, he became the team leader of his class, and he got the job done. He got an A, and he helped the other students to thrive also. So the point is, he didn't allow this freshman experience to drag him down and to pull him into the quagmire of feeling bad about being stiffed on this grade and having a difficult experience. He allowed it to inform his thought processes and his action steps from there on out. So it was cool yesterday when we reflected on it, because we were reflecting and saying, if you didn't have that experience as a freshman, you might not be here in the way that you are here today. So here's your brain hack for the day. Think about that difficult experience that you had, and especially if it keeps rising to the top for you and you're like, I should have done something differently. Right now I have this blip on my record, I have this bad grade, I have this, I freaked out on somebody and I wished I didn't, and this is the way to resolve it. Think about that old version of you. If it was 4 years ago like Declan, if it was over a decade ago like the gentleman I just talked to, that's not the same version of you if you're growing and transforming, and if you're becoming more emotionally mature. You can look back at that younger version of yourself and see what was going on for him And if you reacted poorly instead of responding well, look at him with empathy and recognize he was doing his best. Then see how that experience may have served you. All difficult experiences can have the lemon squeezed into lemonade if you can find the learning and change the way that you think and behave, like Declan did. So, are you acting differently in your life today? If not, look back at that experience and see how you can change the way that you act. You don't freak out. You try harder. You get communicating better earlier. Change the way that you act based upon that thing you wish you would have done for the better, for the more emotionally mature. Squeeze the learning out of the experience and look back at yourself with empathy. It's going to reframe that situation and you'll see how maybe, just maybe, that it served you here today. And you can move into the future using the new skills that you got from that old experience. And when you realize you've grown from it, you can resolve it, process it, integrate it, and let it out of your brain and nervous system. Okay, I hope that helps you out. If you're looking for help on your journey, reach out to me, drtrishleigh.com. I'm here to help. And as always, control your brain or it'll control you.